always tell the truth, even when I lie.
Hey everybody, welcome to Drive Thru Review 366. Today we're going to talk about Cockroach Poker. This is a 2 to 6 player bluffing game, and I am just going to show you how it works, and then I'll come back and tell you what I think of it. So in the game of Cockroach Poker, there are no winners and one loser. What's going to happen is you're going to deal out this deck of cards and deal them out, all the cards, to all the players. So let's say we had a 3-player game. We each have a whole fistful of cards here, and these are depicting 8 different creatures in the deck. Now there's 8 of each of these. So there's 8 cockroaches, 8 beetles or stink bugs, 8 spiders, 8 rats, 8 frogs, 8 flies, 8 bats, and 8 scorpions. Now these icons here match the icons here. There are different pictures for the scorpion, but just in case somebody's confused and they're glancing, you are just going to go by the icon, so it's a nice handy reference. So what are you going to do on your turn? You're going to take a card, and let's take this scorpion. And then I'm going to hand it to the next player on my left here. Let's say this Billy here. And I'm going to hand it to them. I'm going to put it face down and say, this is a bat. It's not a bat. It's a scorpion. So I'm going to say this is a bat. And he has 2 decisions in mind. He can take a look at it and say, okay, it's a scorpion. And then he can pass it off to the next player and say, this is a scorpion. And then that player can say, okay. And now he has a choice to take a look at it and pass it off to the next player. Or he can say yes or false. So Billy here, or Sparky, handed it to Billy and he said, hey, it's a scorpion. And he could say, you know what, I do believe you. And he can flip it up and reveal it. Oh, it was a scorpion. Well, too bad for Sparky. So Sparky's going to get the scorpion face up in front of him. Now, if he had said, I don't believe you, it's not a scorpion, we'd flip it up, and so he was wrong and it would go in front of him. You do not want to get creatures in front of you. As soon as you have 4 of the same creature in front of you, you're out and everybody else is the winner and you are the loser. So in this case, however, so let's do this turn again. So let's say I take this out and I say, okay, this is a bat. And he says, I agree with you, it's a bat. Flips it over, oh, it's wrong. So as long as the player you're handing it to is wrong, they get it in front of them. If they're right, whatever you said, then it goes in front of you. However, once it gets to this last player, he has to accept it because he can't obviously hand it back to you because you're the one that started it. So it's not going to go around forever. It's just going to get to the last player sitting to whoever started right. So if I hand it to him and he said, oh, it's a scorpion, yes or no, and he agrees or he's wrong or whatever, then he's going to start the next one. He's going to say, he's going to look at this card and say, this is a rat. He's going to give it to Frankie over here and he's going to say, this is a rat. Frankie's going to say, you know what, I believe you. And he's going to be like, dang it. And then so he puts that there. So even though he was telling the truth, he still gets in trouble. So that's the game. Let's go back to what I think. Okay, so that's the entire game. I take a card, I hand it to you, and I either tell you the truth or I lie, and you tell me if you think I'm lying or telling the truth. If you're wrong, then a card goes in front of you. If you're right, it goes in front of me, and the first player to 4 of the same, so 4 scorpions, 4 cockroaches, whatever, in front of them is out. Now you can play some variants. When I picked up this game, I actually heard about it, and I don't remember where I heard about it, but somebody had explained it to me, and they said when you have 2 cards in front of you, then you're out. Well, that's not what the rules say. The rules say 4 cards. So I think they were just playing a variant, and I could see playing with different numbers. I've tried it with 2, 3, and 4 of the same card, and frankly, I've kind of gone back and forth. At first, I liked it with 2 because it was a little quicker. But then you have a little bit less time to build up the drama and build up the lie. So here's the whole game here. Let's say you're playing with 6 players. I hand a card to Billy, I tell him it's a scorpion. Billy hands it to Frank, he says it's a bat. Frank hands it to Sparky, he says it's a scorpion. Sparky hands it to Joey, and he says it's a cockroach. So now Joey has no idea who the hell's telling the truth. Maybe none of us are. Maybe it was a beetle. And maybe it's better to lie than to tell the truth because it's not like normal lying and telling the truth games where it's like, well, he's lying or he's not. Even if I'm telling you the truth, I have a rat and I give you a rat and I say it's a rat and you go, you know what, I believe you. Then I'm screwed, even though I was telling the truth because I wasn't convincing enough that I was actually lying because he was right. You're just trying to guess what the person to the right of you, if they were lying or telling the truth. It doesn't even matter what's even on the cards. Okay, does that make sense? I think it makes sense. I didn't really pick that out like the first couple times I played it, and then it clicked, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. It doesn't even matter what I say. people were playing where they are acting like they couldn't figure out what the icon was. It was like, is this the rat? Okay, that is rat. Oh, this is rat. And we're like, no, dude, you're totally BSing us. Oh, it was a rat. So there's this whole double take thing. Or they may pretend they'll put a stack of cards in front of them and they'll just be like beetle. And you're like, did you randomly draw that? And then be like, maybe I didn't. Were you paying attention? And even if they were, I mean, maybe they don't even know what's on there, you know? So there's this whole thing of just the truth is just destroyed in this game. Because like I said, even if you're telling the truth, you don't want to ever tell the truth. But when you tell the truth, you have to lie. But I don't mean actually lie. Does that make sense? I don't think it does. I think you have to play the game. Because even when you tell the truth, you have to seem like you're lying. And a lot of games are like that. It's basically the Tanner in One Night Ultimate Werewolf, and that's it. That's it. If you took the Tanner role and made this game out of it, that's what this is. You're basically the Tanner. You have to pretend like you're lying, but not enough. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. So this game's awesome. You know, to me, it kind of reminds me of Coup, because in the Coup, you have the whole kind of conundrum of, I'm the Duke, I take $3. I'm the Duke, I take $3. I'm the Duke, I take $3. Well, there's only 2 possible Dukes in the whole game, and we've just played, and all 5 of us said we're the Duke. That is that game. So it's the Tanner card game, or it is the Duke card game. But that's what it is. And it's crazy, because the lie will build as it goes around the table, especially when you play with more players. You know, and I would recommend that. We talk about player counts. Played it with 3, I haven't played with 2. You could do it, but I don't know. That seems kind of awkward to play it with 2 players. You want to play with 4 or more, because you want to give opportunity for the story or the falsehood or whatever to build up and go around the table. And then the ridiculousness just comes out of the middle of the table and everybody's laughing at the shining ball of insanity. So anyway, that's Cockroach Poker. I think you can pick it up pretty cheap. I don't remember how much I paid for this, but I think it was about $12. I think I bought it a little while ago. Anyway, awesome game. Really, really fun. Definitely filler. You can play it in 2 minutes. There is another variant I've been informed about, is you can actually play Shoot the Moon, and you basically try to collect 1 of each. We tried that once, but you know, you kind of stop handing that person cards. So it kind of changes the meta, and that's kind of how things kind of work, where I could see some other variants, you know, not just 2, 3, or 4 cards in front of you. It does change the dynamic. Like I said, I'm not sure which I like better. I think I like 3 and 4. If you want to play quick, you know, you do for 3, but the 2 can be really quick as well, but then you can have a really abrupt end. So it kind of depends how long you want to push it for, but because I like to see the lie develop, so to speak. But with the, you know, the Shoot the Moon, that adds a kind of interesting twist to the meta game, where you're like, okay, I don't want to give them this card because that gives them 1 more closer to being victorious. So it's a little bit of a mind twist there. So that's kind of interesting variant. Anyway, that's the game. Thanks.